Let's go. There, it's on the door.
Oh, puppy. Oh, oh, don't hobble. Oh, fat.
Hey, baby. So this is how I start my mornings. I do cardio, that's down on stuff, and then I got a little bit of mobility, core work, and then I do some feeder work, just something I'm trying out for the off season, just additional blood flow, additional connection work. I think it's got merit, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's do some abs. I see a wag. Hey.
Come on.
Nice walk.
Good boy. In. Good boy. Yeah.
Good morning. Bring it a bit closer. There we go. Good morning and welcome back. I hope you're well. If it's your first time here and you don't know who I am, my name is Nat. I am a super heavyweight bodybuilder from the UK. I just finished my debut season, did some regionals, did a pro qualifier, had a great time, and now moving into my kind of post-show reverse / off season for the next 8-12 months before going to prep again. And I wanted to actually document it this time. I haven't been the most comfortable in front of the camera before, but this is something I really want to do now. I feel a lot better at communicating, so we'll see how we get on. Today is a bit of an introduction video just about me, my current routine. I'll take you through my training day, current food setup, and a bit of a training clip. So what you would have already seen is my morning routine. I really like movement. This will remain year-round. I have a 9-day training rotation, and only one of those is like a full total rest day where I don't do cardio. Otherwise, I'm on the Stairmaster every morning. I then follow that with core work. That's like my loading core work, and I'll do my vacuums through the day. And then I'm doing some feeder work with it for some body parts that I want to just throw some additional volume at. So I think in a reverse phase, if you can just fill something with blood as much as possible, you're going to yield some kind of result. So I rotate basically lat work and delt work, because my back still needs to come up and your shoulders can never be too big. I'm now moving into meal one. So meal one for me is my pre-workout meal. So I get up around 5, go to the gym and do what you've seen, and then come back, hydrate with this very cool liter shaker from Engineered, sent by 365, my supplement sponsor. I then hydrate. I then have my pre-workout meal around 7:30. I will train around 8:30. Come along, I'll show you my pre-meal and we will begin this journey. Voila, pre-workout nutrition. I have had cream of rice as my pre-workout meal for many years. It's just reliable, it digests quickly. You can adjust the volume based on your needs. So a lot of people will take the piss and put 5 times water to cream of rice ratio. In off season, for me, even when dieting, I don't really care that much about volume. So this is a kind of 2.5 to 1 ratio, just purely so it doesn't become cement. This is the strong cream of rice. It does tend to mix a little bit thicker. So this meal here is, given it's my first meal of the day and it's me going straight into training, there's no added fats to this. I just want it to get in and crack the fuck on. So this comprises of 160 gram of cream of rice, 100 gram of blueberries, 100 gram of banana, 40 gram of whey. I will have this, and then I'll go through my intra-workout nutrition, because I split my intra-workout carbs through my pre-shake and my intra-shake. So we'll go through that shortly. I'm gonna get this down, continue hydrating, sit for a bit, watch some YouTube, and keep moving forward. So this is the kind of standard pre and intra setup. I'm reading right to left apparently. So pre-workout we have, I'm not big on stims, so a small coffee. And then in here we have 10 grams of creatine, 10 grams of glutamine, a bit of hydroflow, scoop and over pump Euro, and 30 gram of carbohydrates. And then in the intra shaker, I don't drink a lot in my sessions, so I only do 500 ml. This has 50 gram of carb, EAAs, glutamine, and creatine. I'll also do 1 ml of amino swole for chest.
Weight-wise, I was surprised to see the little drop over the weekend. So when it comes to the average, it just goes the rest of the year as well. Just because, like I said, I can't really sit there and do that with we'll do it together, yes.
We are back from the gym and we're sitting in the garden for post-workout meal. Very good session. It was my second push session. So the split that I'm currently running is push, pull, rest, legs, delts and arms, rest, push, pull, rest, repeat. Nice and easy. The final day in the rotation is the 9th day is my total rest day. So no cardio, no core work, no feeder work. And that's usually where I'll place an off-plan meal or a high day, just going into the next rotation. So post-workout we have, it's 120 gram of oats, 80 gram of honey, 40 gram of whey, 100 gram of raspberries. But I ran out of honey and I ran out of raspberries. So I've got the blueberries and strawberries mix, and instead of honey, I've got a mixture of raisins and dates. It's all carbs. I think I said there's 40 gram of whey in there, but yeah, I'll have this, and then in about an hour and a half, I'll have my breakfast, which is probably my favorite meal of the day. It's focused on me. Hello, we're back. So the day has been rolling. I've been getting on with some work, doing some content creation for Team Pose Mahana, and now I'm sitting down with breakfast at midday, which is lunch, but it's a breakfast meal. It's my favorite meal of the day. This is, the eggs look a little bit grey because I mixed the veg in with them, but it is usually 4 English muffins, but we had some tiger loaf that was going off, so I used the equivalent of that. 150 gram potato, 170 gram of lean steak, 3 whole eggs, 100 gram of veg, and a piece of fruit. Got my kiwi today. I try and have a piece of fruit or 2 with near enough every other meal on a training day, and if you want a rest day on the back end, because a rest day, most of my day is pro-fat, but it's just a nice way to get micronutrients in, and kiwis slap. If you don't eat kiwis with the skin on, you're a wrong'un. We are back in the garden because it's a gorgeous day. I want to be out as much as possible with the next meal. Now, before I eat this, I'm going to go through my current training and rest day macros. This was the first adjustment made post-show. So I got seriously sick at the end of my season for my last showing. So I competed in Thailand and everything was going brilliantly. So we loaded nicely to Friday. Saturday was there as a bit of a control day to start drying out, adjust the look a little bit more if we needed to. Sunday being the show day itself. So we began the drying out protocol as you do on the Saturday, and then about 4 p.m. on the Saturday, I started falling very, very unwell, as in like grim unwell. I ended up being sick for about 5 or 6 days, and essentially I couldn't eat or drink anything for about 48 hours. And even though the late on the Monday, the Tuesday and the Wednesday, I got my appetite back and not eating shit food, but I was eating as much as I physically could to get my weight back up, I was still below my pre-filling weight come the following Friday. So it's been a little bit unorthodox in terms of the initial reverse. I made quite an aggressive bump to my food just to get my body going again. So I've run this diet since I got back, and I weighed myself this morning and I was 1.6 pound up from my Saturday morning weight, so day prior to show. So this will have to be shifted. Now, the first breakdown for you is the training day. So with this, I'm a high protein advocate as a standard. So we've got 441 grams of protein, 69 gram of fat, and 758 gram of carbohydrate. The majority of that being around my pre-intra, post-workout window, as always. And then a trickle in the afternoon, which is this meal, my next meal being pro-fat, and then a decent amount of pre-bed loading for the next one. That carb amount will very quickly go above 1,000 gram of carb. I am someone that fortunately and unfortunately does have high food needs, not even just from being a super heavyweight, which genetically I've always needed quite a lot of food, but I wanted to take a relatively conservative baseline. So that puts me at 5,400 calories initially, and that hasn't seen body weight or condition shifting much. The main thing that's really shifted my body weight up, to be honest, has been bumping GH, because I have extra. Rest day food is set at 4,295 calories. I do like having quite a big gap between my training and rest day nutrition, just to allow kind of gut clear out, bit of a break. I also run my carbs quite low on my rest days. I like this day as an opportunity to push protein. I also found that I respond very well to higher fat, which is something that I haven't experimented with previously. It's something that I played with in prep on certain days and found that I responded very, very well to it. So I'm bringing it into the off season, specifically on my rest days. Now, all the fats on my rest day tend to come from whole foods. So it's whole eggs, steak, salmon, that kind of thing. So rest day is set at 524 gram of protein, 127 gram of fat, and 264 gram of carb. Those carbs are only present in my last 2 meals, so from 4 p.m. onwards. I have a nice pro-fat window in the morning. Just helps maintain insulin sensitivity a bit more when you are pushing food up, alongside everything else I'm doing, like the high movement, the cardio, and the cycle setup and peptides, etc. So that is my setup for the week. At current, that will very quickly be adjusted, I think. Rest day food will probably stay where it is as a nice control. I mean, I ran rest day yesterday and I dropped 2.6 pounds, but that was after legs. I do always like seeing a scale drop after a rest day, as long as it's not too aggressive. But it will be training day where I'll majority push it, because that is the most important thing. As long as you're not feeling like you're dieting on a rest day, I think if you can run your rest day food a little bit lower, you are in a good position. I'll essentially use the rest day just to protein max, and then that final rest day in my 9-day rotation, so that full total rest day that I have with no cardio, no steps, will likely be the day that I'll do my off plan. So I'll do one off plan every 9 days. It'll either be an off plan or a high day based on how I feel. I don't really tend to like eating off plan, and Hannah is currently in a diet, so if I'm not going on a nice date with her, I'd rather just eat my food, so I'll pump that. But that's the current nutritional setup. I will update you as it does get updated. Now, this next meal is 120 gram of rice, about 200 and... So it's actually cheeky. So we have a Booker's card. So Booker's do pre-cooked chicken breasts with no added shit in. So it is 250 gram cooked weight chicken, which essentially works out macro-wise to about the same, based on their chicken breasts. It's about 295 gram of raw weight chicken breast. I will then do this with kimchi, and within the rice I do have a nice vegetable mix and an orange, and it's an easy peeler because I can't peel them otherwise, and a crisp Coke Zero from the fridge. And that's it. I'm going to sit in the garden, enjoy this, and move on to the next meal, which is my pro-fat feeding of the afternoon. Just to give you some visuals before I demolish it, there you go. It has a nice Jamaican jerk hot sauce that I found on it, and it's taking it to the next level when mixed with kimchi. So I'm mid-meal prep, and Hannah wanted me to point out that that's clean washing that's folded by her and not just a mess. And it's time for the 4 p.m. meal. So this one is 300 grams of beef, 100 grams of cooked weight chicken, so it's like 130, 100 grams of mixed veggies, and 2 pieces of fruit. I ran out of, what was it that I had the other day that you told me to buy that was really nice? The fruit.
Nectarine.
Yeah, ran out of nectarines. I really like them. So I've got an apple. It's not an apple, it's an orange and a kiwi. I will chuck kimchi on this, and I'll make the same food for tomorrow. And the next time I'll see you will be for the final meal, which I've made now because it's a bowl of oats / cream of rice, but it's also 30 fucking degrees, so it's going in the freezer. I also wanted to show off this. One of Hannah's wonderful clients in our community, called Michaela, knew that I like kimchi and was going through a lot of it. So she actually makes homemade kimchi. So I get jars of this shit. It's homemade, it's delicious, and it's all done by hand as well. So I'm a very spoiled man, and I can go through as much of it as I want, and she'll always top me up. TPWH, it's the best. Now it's time for the final meal, which goes in at around 6 p.m. because we're old and we go to bed at 8. So this has been my standard kind of final meal structure for years now. It's a bowl of cream of rice and oats. So it's currently 60 cream of rice, 60 oats, 80 gram of whey, 200 gram of berries, 20 gram of almond butter. The whey is split between paste and a creamy because it's fucking boiling. We'll have this, chill out, watch TV for a bit, and then go to bed.